This conference will now be recorded.
Hello all, this is Rohan Jain and we are going to discuss about what all kind of contents that we are going to cover as a part of SAP team training. So there are a lot many people who are very much confused that what all things that we'll be covering, what all not. So to have those people into account, this is what we are going to cover as a part of end-to-end TM training so that you guys will be enabled to tackle your basic structure or basic problems in SAP TM. So the training is structured in such a way that it will be solving lot many queries on a regular basis, definitely keeping the customization and other set of aspects apart because most of the customizations are dependent on the project requirements and the business cases. Coming back to who all can take up this particular training, this training is open for all the kind of people who are from SAP or from non-SAP backgrounds as well. It is not limited that you should be having some prerequisite knowledge into SAP or in the ERP space. This TM is a module, which is a very niche module, which can be learned by any person who is there from the TM background or from the logistics background or from the ERP background or SAP background or not. Okay, it is a very open platform and whosoever wants, they can learn. Eventually, you do not need any prerequisite knowledge also. Okay, eventually this particular training that I'll be conducting, I'll be starting from very scratch, giving you the basic knowledge into the transportation domain as well, also giving you the knowledge into the SAP space. So let us get into the space and let us see what all kind of things that we are going to cover as a part of TM training. As a part of our training, we are going to see a lot many set of things. The TM that we'll be covering as a part of module. The couple of sessions might be there at the initial point of time when we'll be beginning the session will be dependent upon the overview of TM. Okay, basically it will be a theoretical part that we'll be having not more than extending not more than 2 sessions. The rest of the sessions will be having it will be more on a system based practical training that we'll be getting into. I'll be giving the system access and credentials as well. So you definitely guys can practice it out at your own end. Coming back to the kind of contents that we'll be covering as a part of your overview of TM. So I'll be taking the entire thing to enable you and to buckle up yourself into the TM training part to let you know about the TM aspect, what all are the basic terms which are inclined towards SAP TM, what all are the different types of party logistics system like 1PL, 2PL, 3PL. Apart from that, various kind of TM solutions which are available in the market because SAP TM is not only the one product which is available. There are a lot many TMS products like Oracle TMS, Blue Yonder. So there are a lot many companies which are offering their good solutions that are there. Apart from that, I'll be taking you through how TM got evolved, what all are the history of TM, and how TM got evolved, and up till here, how TM is performing, what all are the various versionings, what TM is actually coming up with. Coming down to what all things that we'll be seeing in, the very basic set of things that you'll be seeing is in TM is the basic set of cases. There are two basic cases which you'll be definitely be seeing in any of the TM cases: the shipper scenario based case and the logistics service provider case. Shipper scenario is basically a scenario where a manufacturer or producer is actually taking care of the transportation requirement of its own and managing the transportation on its own. And logistics service providers are basically the companies which are basically acting as an interface or an intermediary company between the manufacturers and the users. For example, these LSP companies can be quoted as an example as an DHL, uh, Blue Dart. Okay, so these are basically the companies which basically provide the services to you. Okay, which acts as an interface between the carrier and the customers. So we are going to see how TM can be modeled in these two cases and how we can model. Generally, when I talk about TM is actually subdivided into various submodules. These are the few submodules that I'm showing it to you. The master data, basically the master data comprises of a large set of transportation network that talks about the location, transportation lane, zone, uh, trade lane, creating a route, schedules. There are a lot many other different aspects that you definitely will be knowing in as a part of master data. You'll be defining a resource. There could be any kind of a resource, okay, like active, passive, handling, like there various kind of resource. Definitely once you'll be getting into the sessions, I'll be taking you through end-to-end aspects into this area. Defining the organization, business partners, we will talk what it is, products. So there are a lot many master data objects that we'll be creating as well, and we'll be configuring as well. So that is a very basic aspect you should be knowing as a team consultant, as the configurations along with the various aspects of TM as a object creation. Then we'll be also be talking about something with respect to charge management that talks about scales, rate tables, calculation sheets, coming down to the contract management. What are the forwarding agreements? What are the freight agreements? Because in the real time, there are a lot many different aspects that you will be seeing in, and very different cases will be allowing you to create all these objects. Okay. Apart from that, there are various other components as well that you will be seeing in as a part of your order management, planning, execution, settlement. So these four are the four recursive blocks of TM that you definitely will be seeing at any point of time. Order management talks about a lot many other set of things where the orders basically come into TM space. It can be termed into as an ocean cases. It can come into as an air cases. Within ocean, you have basically less than container load case and full container load case. Similarly, if I talk about in road cases, also road orders, you will be definitely be seeing that mostly this will be covered into your freight orders. But generally, if I talk about from a 3PL point of view, you again will be getting into the forwarding order aspects, and there you might be proceeding with an FTL and LTL cases like full truckload and less than truckload cases. Okay. So eventually we'll be definitely be talking about what all these things are, what all are the forwarding orders, quotations, and what all are the air orders, and how you would be simulating the cases in the system, how that will be relating to your aspect. Okay. Then there is something with respect to the planning aspect that you will be seeing in. That is from the planning point of view, most of the people are very much deterrent on this particular aspect about the planning profiles, selected building rules, freight unit, selection profiles, what all these things are from the planning objects. We'll be discussing those in deep detail. Then coming down to the execution section, execution basically talks about the real-time execution at the ground level that is basically done by the freight order of freight booking. Mostly it is a carrier-based objects, carrier-based transportation that you will be doing in. So eventually, once we'll be getting into the system, we will be seeing and creating the freight orders, freight booking, service orders, and various kind of operation with respect to the carriers. So whenever we talk about an execution, it is mostly a carrier driven side. Okay. And the fourth recursive process that you'll be seeing is sub modules, you can say in that case is the settlement thing. Settlement means you're settling up the from the payment perspective, the forwarding settlement document, the freight settlement document. So we'll be seeing what these things are, what these settlements are, what is the different kind of parameter, what all are the different kind of parameters that you'll be seeing in. And apart from that, we'll be also be talking about various kind of integration objects that you'll be seeing in, that is from the sales order to TM integration, like uh, purchase order to TM integration, and other set of integrational touch points that I'll definitely be taking care as a part of describing the configuration. So whatsoever comes as a part of your end-to-end TM system, I'll be covering it up. So you do not need to worry from the kind of content that we'll be covering. We'll be touch basing the entire set of TM box that we are having it at our end. Okay. Apart from that, some additional thing that I'll be assisting you onto that. We definitely will be getting into the end-to-end configurations. Apart from that, I'll be taking you through something which is additional aspect, that is the introduction of collaboration portal. Collaboration portal is basically a carrier's collaboration portal or web UI portal, which is designed from the carrier perspective, where carriers can log in and they can track what all orders are assigned to them. They can execute those orders and they can proceed with the settlement part. So most of the time, this collaboration portal is basically an externally licensed software which is actually released by SAP, so that can be integrated into TM, and this can be very much efficient in increasing the visibility and reliability of TM. Apart from that, I'll be also be taking you through some of the technical touch points and hand holding cases, because it is not a mandate thing that you should definitely be knowing the technical touch points, but it will be a plus one factor whenever you'll be dealing in the real time with your peers around you. It will definitely help you. If you have the technical background, that would be too good to understand, definitely from your end. Apart from that, definitely I'll be taking you through some touch holding point, at least you should be knowing in the real time things. But it is an optional thing for you. If it is suitable, looks good, not, then also not good. Apart from that, I'll be also be sharing my experience or how things are there in the real time, how things can be configured, because how notes can be visualized, because as a team consultant you are also a part of your team that will be advising on the customer requirement and how that can be minimally solved at your end. So that has to be taken up definitely at your end. Okay, so these all things definitely will be coming as a part of your TM syllabus, TM course, that I'll be giving it to you as a bundled thing. We will be going through a live session, which will be a 30-hour duration session that we'll be covering. It will be a very flexible thing. So you can go with a 1 hour per day, you can go with a 2 hour per day as an alternate day. But I would recommend to go with 1 hour per day. That would be suiting much more, because you will be recursively joining at the same time and you'll be going into the same timeline. So if you are going and following a specific thing, maybe we will be able to succeed and finish it off in a night time. So it is not limited to 30 hours. You cannot say that it is hard bound to 30 hours. Based upon how mutually we are understanding the things, it can be extended or it can be shortened up. So it depends how we proceed. Apart from that, some of the additional services that I can assist you in, which will be somewhat additional apart or extra from what you will be going through in the course, that will be, I can help you in preparing for the certifications. I can help you in going through the mock interviews, can assist you in some of the job openings that I do really get into. I definitely cannot assure you on job related aspects, because I can definitely float your resumes to whatever contacts that I have, but I cannot commit you that definitely I'll be placing you. Okay, so that is not a commitment that I'll be giving it to you, but I can assist you in revolve, because every customer or every people who are recruiting, they have their own ideology and idea set. But by going through in this particular training at an end-to-end level and an overall level, I can enable you to be at a par of 2 year experience level person in TM. So I'll be showcasing you and I'll be helping you in all the other aspects. You can simply drop me a mail, rohansap8@gmail.com. I'll be happy to respond. It'll be a very nice thing. We'll be staying in touch. You can join me and connect me via LinkedIn as well. I'll be available over there with Rohan Jain, and you can search me out, or you can reach out to me via mail ID. So that is simply connect. At any point of time, any case, do reach out to me. It was nice to have a chat with you all. Thank you for your time. Do let me know in case of issues. Thank you all.